Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Smash the thumbs up button down there for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Uh, we would love it for you guys to subscribe. Um, right now I'm going to be reacting to 10 horror movie endings that pissed everyone off from What Culture Horror. Their link to their description will be down below, so please give them a follow. I have not seen this video, so let's see what they got for us.
These are 10 horror movie endings that pissed everyone off. Number 10, the lame killer reveal.
Alright, I have not seen this movie, so this is going to be 100% spoiler for me. I don't know what else is on the list, so hopefully there's not too many spoilers.
Spiral from the Book of Saw. This spin-off focuses on Chris Rock's grizzled detective Zeke Banks hunting down a jigsaw imitator with the help of his new rookie partner William Schenk. As it becomes clear the killer is targeting cops, a whole bunch of people in Zeke's department turn up as corpses, including Schenk. The thing is though, old Shanky Boy is the only one killed in a trap off-screen, making it immediately obvious that he'll reappear as the culprit behind the whole thing eventually. And surprise surprise, scored to the iconic Saw theme, this is exactly what happens. It's such a frustrating ending because the reveal itself is so blatant that you almost expect it to be a red herring to throw fans off the real twist to come. Alas, that was just wishful thinking. Everyone saw this coming, and no matter how hard the music made you think you were watching something epic, it was still a total letdown. Number 9, the architect of all your pain, Scream 3. People love Scream, people like Scream 2, but almost everybody hates Scream 3. From dodgy twists to even dodgier haircuts, though I suppose who am I to talk, am I right? There was some...
I honestly don't remember Scream 3. I have seen Scream 1 and 2 more recently. Scream more often than the second one. It's just, I don't know, I never really cared for 3 to like follow it up. And 4 either. So, I mean,
something about this sequel that just felt off. That said, it may have lived harmlessly as a deflating and uninspired sequel had it not soured a lot of fans on the whole franchise due to its final killer reveal. See, Scream 3 ends with the explanation that a dude called Roman Bridger was not only under the Ghostface mask for this movie, but that he was actually the architect of the entire trilogy's story. In a mad series of convoluted twists, it turns out that Roman is actually hero Sidney's half-brother, who was born after Sid's mother Maureen was raped. Roman, consequently, is acting out because Maureen didn't want anything to do with him, and as such he vowed to get revenge. Via, it turns out, goading original Scream killer Billy Loomis into murdering her. So yeah, this dude was the big bad the whole time. Surprise! Number 8. Not much of a nemesis, Resident Evil Apocalypse. The original Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil movies are dumb, but mostly enjoyable enough, with 1, 4, and 5 being particular highlights. The second movie, not an Anderson-directed joint, is also pretty good to a point, taking the zombie infection to the town of Raccoon City and introducing the iconic video game villain Nemesis. The script is a bit naff and not all of the action hits, but it's inoffensive, right until the end, that is. And that's because the writers decided that the Nemesis, one of the most unrelentingly evil killing machines in the source material, should be given a redemptive arc. This version of the character is a mutated human who previously knew hero Alice and was actually in the first movie, and ultimately breaks through his programming to help her fight against the Umbrella Corps in the finale. Wanting to add more dimensions to what's usually just a hulking beast, that's cool and totally fine. Doing so by adding this weird romance element, by neutering him so much before finally turning him good, that's just terrible. Number 7, a convoluted mess, Prometheus. Prometheus is a good movie. Ridley Scott directs the hell out of it, Noomi Rapace as hero Elizabeth Shaw, and Michael Fassbender as villainous android David are both great additions to the canon. It's mostly a great time. Mostly. Where it starts to fall to bits is at the end. Rather than answer any of the intriguing questions brought up previously, the climax devolves into highlighting the...
I didn't like Prometheus 100%. It was probably like, I was more 50-50 on it, because it really didn't go in the direction that I was hoping it would go. So, I mean, I don't know. Now, as far as Resident Evil goes, I thought it was alright. I actually kind of like that movie.
Film's worst qualities. 1, the nonsensical characters, and 2, a script that was clearly chopped up during production. First, there's the proper appearance of the engineer, a godly figure so much of the movie revolves around, who awakens and plays the role of just a basic monster, essentially. Then there's the reappearance of a presumed dead Peter Wayland, whose appearance just adds more questions to a script that barely doles out any answers to begin with. Finally, there is, of course, the stupidity of the action scenes. So much online has already been said about the team running in a straight line away from the falling ship, so I won't bang on about it here other than to say, yeah, it's dumb.
That is pretty dumb. But that happens in a lot of movies. You know, they run in a straight line instead of, like, how about where, you know, like in Christine, you got the guy running from the burning car and he runs down the middle of the road. Why not run off to the side somewhere between houses or something? You know?
Dumb. Number 6. It was aliens all along. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Unlike its monster movie predecessor, 10 Cloverfield Lane is a self-contained chamber piece. Set in its own universe, it follows Michelle, a woman who's brought to an underground bunker by a creepy dude after she gets into a car wreck. The twist is that he says she can't leave because the world is ending outside, and opening the door would compromise the safety of everyone currently inside the bunker. In a genius move, this claim is kept up in the air for the whole film. All the way through, the audience and Michelle wonders, has there been a calamity out there, or is this dude just a psychotic nutjob? Eventually, it's kinda revealed to be both, as Michelle fights her way to the outside world, only to then come face to face with aliens. It's here, though, where the film plays the wrong card and plays far too much of it. To devolve into blockbuster spectacle this late in the game robbed the horror of so much mystique, and it's a case where less is more should have definitely been taken to heart. Number 5, the painful exposition, Psycho. Right now, you might be thinking, Josh, Psycho is one of the greatest horror movies of all time, and its ending with Norman Bates monologuing that he wouldn't hurt a fly is just chef's kiss perfection, and I'm not here to disagree with you. Psycho still rocks 60 years later. It's just the rest of the ending surrounding it that kinda blows. See, after Norman Bates is taken into police custody, we're then given one of the most infamously painful expository sequences of all time. Perhaps in order to make sure audiences of the 60s fully understood everything that happened in its twisty final third, the audience is suddenly lectured at while a character explains everything about Norman's past, his psychological profile, and why he's done what he's done. It literally spells out the entire movie for us, like we're idiots. Number 4, do your thing, cuz Texas Chainsaw 3D. Sometimes, all it takes is one bad line to completely nuke a scene, and in this case, a whole ending. Texas Chainsaw 3D was the franchise's first attempt at creating a legacy sequel. Like 2022's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this movie ignored every installment but the first, picking up as a direct sequel to it. In it, we follow Heather, a young woman who comes to realize that she's actually related to the human barbecue-loving Sawyer family. So, she goes to Texas and chainsaw sounds and a whole lot of blood ensues. Like a lot of sequels in this series, Texas Chainsaw 3D is just kinda boring. It's content to retread familiar ground and play the greatest hits. Where it completely falls down, though, is the one new idea it brings to the table, that being making the hero the cousin of Killer Leatherface. This dumb idea culminates in an ending where Heather, terrorized by the local sheriff, actually teams up with her blood relative and even saves his life. After an ordeal of being brutalized, Heather suddenly throws Leatherface his signature murder device and quips, "Do your thing, cuz." It is, quite simply, one of the worst lines and worst line readings of all time. The kind of cringeworthy quote-unquote badass moment that just tanks all momentum and sucks all charisma from the screen. Number 3.
You know, they could have made that better to where, I don't know, because I don't think I've ever seen that one. But imagine if the cops went to grape the female lead, and then, you know, the cousin Leatherface breaks out and grabs the chainsaw and fights him that way or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. That probably would have been better. I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie and really give a review or a reaction to that. We'll see.
A hilariously terrible death, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. With a pivot to more overt comedy even more than the previous entries in the series, The Final Nightmare was more of a fever dream than anything else. Here you had Freddy killing teens with the Nintendo Power Glove and partaking in full-scale parodies of scenes from The Wizard of Oz. And all of this would be fine, maybe even meme-worthy in fact, if the filmmakers managed to nail the ending and give Freddy a satisfying send-off. So, what creative demise did the writers come up with? Well, death by pipe bomb. After a fight with his daughter, Krueger is then exploded by a pipe bomb, and the worst CGI dream demons come flying out of him and towards the screen, and...
I actually remember that movie. That was pretty bad. I pretty lost my interest in the franchise after that. My favorite was Dream Warriors, because I liked the whole concept that they all had powers in their dreams. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's all, folks. Number 2, Marie was the killer. High tension. A last-minute twist can make or break a story, and in the case of this new French extremity slasher, it was the latter. See, for the vast majority of its runtime, High Tension is a supremely suspenseful and supremely gory chiller about 2 women, Marie and Alex, on the run from a deranged psychopath. The pair suffer through countless near misses, are forced to see their loved ones murdered, and ultimately have to wrangle with the question of why this is happening to them specifically. The answer to that comes in the final reel, where it's revealed that Marie has been the killer the whole time. It's here where High Tension pulls a Fight Club and makes it clear that we shouldn't have trusted what we were seeing, as instead of a man, it was Marie chasing down Alex due to psychotically falling in love with her. It's the kind of twist that does almost work in the moment. Twists should make you want to go back and view the movie you've just seen with fresh eyes, but this kind of makes you not want to watch it ever again. Number 1, please go to our website, The Devil Inside. The Devil Inside has one of the worst endings in movie history, not just horror. Released during the found footage boom in the early 2010s, this was essentially The Exorcist by way of Blair Witch, chronicling the story of a documentary filmmaker investigating her mother, a murderer who claims her crimes were due to being possessed. It's exactly as derivative as it sounds, but it's not completely rotten. There are a handful of scares in there alongside some striking images and certainly committed performances, but all that is for naught as the finale well and truly the bed. In the last scene, our remaining heroes are in the back of a car when suddenly the driver becomes possessed and crashes the vehicle. It's a startling moment for sure, but then the screen just cuts to black, informing viewers that the movie has now finished and they should head to a now defunct website for more information on what happened next. Now look, as a content creator myself, I do appreciate the graft to try and drive traffic to a website, but as a resolution to a movie, it just feels like they didn't get to shoot the final pages of the script and then, I guess, called it a day. So, that's our list. Once again, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept of trying to blend the movie with real world, stuff, but I think it would work better, sorry about that. I think it would work better as, if you have a movie coming out and you release stuff online as advertisements, try to make it seem like it's something real or something like that, like make up like a background, like if it's like the Jersey Devil, maybe come up with some kind of, take like when you're filming, like if it's gonna take like 6 months to film and then like another 6 months to edit, during that time release things online to kind of advertise for as if it's something real, and then you release the movie. I think something like that could possibly work. But hey, if there's any movies in this that I have not seen that you would like me to react to, comment them down below. If it's a movie that you want to see, check down below, see if somebody already commented it, and just smash the like button on that comment and bump it up to the top. So that way I'll look at it and then I can react to it, and then we'll have an official review, of me reacting to it. Like, comment, subscribe, follow all the other social medias down there, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, all of that good stuff. You guys have a splendid day and have a good night.